Peace, wholeness, love, and light. I'm Nudiamonds here with a 2-2 portal energy reading. I hope everyone out there is doing well. And yes, super excited to be doing this reading. Shout out to the Soul Tribe. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe and hit the notifications so you know when I go live. All right. So, wow, we're still in the midst of this beautiful full moon in Leo. So it's kind of like this double up on this 2-2 portal energy. And hope everyone out there is feeling well and just really integrating these energies that are here and present for us at this exact moment, okay? But it's really just really centered in your heart, centered in love, and centered in you being your true self, no matter what that may look like at this time, okay? All right. So I said this 2-2 portal is about the transition, okay? The portal of transition and the level up, okay? And I say that because 1 + 1 = 2. And when you add this one plus another, you create something bigger, something better if it's rooted in good intentions, okay? Also, I love to say 1 + 1 = 11, right? Because if you add the 1 and the 1, bring them together, that's an 11, right? And that 11 is all about unity, spiritual mastery, and the collective. And also that 2 and that 11 is this huge portal, right? This is the portal beyond portals, because when you have two different ideologies, two different people coming together, there's unlimited possibilities that you can create. And that Roman numeral, 2 is that 11. So this is just really about getting in tune with your portal, getting in tune with your mind, getting in tune with your body, getting in tune with your spirit, and letting that guide you into whatever realm of existence that you want to be, letting that creative energy flow and let it take you where you need to go at this time, okay? I said, that 2, that 1 and that 1, this is about polarity. This is about duality, right? Whether it's man, woman, light, dark, day, night, higher self, lower self, inner child, that goddess or God is, or high priest, high priestess, fire, water, earth, air. There's so many different polarities in this realm of duality that we live in. So it's just about finding balance and finding harmony with those two things, right? Mastering your left brain and your right brain. That way you can be in tune with your mind, body, and spirit, right? Because once you get in tune with your heart and you're able to balance those frequencies within the mind, then you're able to ascend to different timelines, different realms of existence that resides within you. All right. Because it really isn't anything outside of you. It all dwells from within you. Okay. And I love that polarity as this, as we get into the numerology, right? 2 divided by 2 is 1, right? That half, that whole, that other half of you, right? Getting in tune with yourself, or that other half outside of you, right? Putting the pieces together to see the whole picture, putting certain ideas together with other people to create whatever outcome that you want, okay? And like I said, it's always about being intentional and having good intent and good heart. That way you can reap the fullest benefit of what it is that you're trying to do, okay? And also, 2 divided by 2 is that 1, but also 2 times 2 = 4. And I love that because that's the foundation, right? That's that box, that's that square. And depending on what you put in that square, it can be contained or it can be built upon, right? And with that different mind frame of that box, right? You have the cube, right? It's looking at things from different sides, from different angles. And a cube has 6 sides, and that goes into that hexagon energy, that polygon energy, that carbon energy. So, having the base molecule structure for life, right? That carbon, that mass, those atoms, that DNA, that spark from within, that darkness from within as well. So just finding the balance with all of these different energies and elements to get in tune with who it is that you truly are and what it is that you truly want to do and accomplish in these lifetimes, okay? Also, with that 2 times 2 equals 4, we have 2 plus 2 equals 4. So it's the same, right? You're getting the same outcome. This is where I love to say, we sometimes have to look at things from different perspectives, because if we're coming up with the same equation, we're getting the same answer. Everyone has different ways of viewing things, right? This kind of goes back to religion and people having different belief systems. And I don't judge anyone. If you're reaching a higher level of enlightenment, you're getting closer with the all, Allah, God, source, creator, and you're doing it for the highest light out of love and purity, then I say, hey, that's the common denominator, right? And that's what it's about when we want to level up with that 2 plus 2, 2 times 2, they both equal 4, okay? So that's the main thing, is looking at things from different perspectives and knowing that if it's rooted in the same ideology and it has the same purpose and it has the same equation, it equals out to the same thing, then hey, maybe these two can work together, right? Maybe we can, maybe we can work together. Shout out to the Soul Tribe. If you vibe with me, if it's resonating, right, make sure you hit that like button. Make sure you drop them gems in the chat, to let me know that we are on one accord, and we are resonating with one another, because this is about the collective, that 1 plus 1 equals 2, that 2 plus 2 equals 4, or as we are in this 2 plus 2 to portal energy. And this is about adding different things to equal out to different things and not adding too much on your plate, making sure that those scales are balanced, those plates are balanced, you are balanced, right? And if you are inviting someone in, right, because this does go into that 222, right, that twin flame, that energy of coming together with someone else or coming together with yourself, you want to make sure that they're equally yoked or on the same frequency and match that same frequency and energy as you as well, okay? So yes, this is about the foundation. This is about making sure that that foundation is sturdy, right? Making sure that you're sturdy, making sure that you're secure, the sense of security from within, and making sure that you are stable, right? As we go into this fire horse year, yeah, you want to make sure that you are stable, because horses are put in stables, right? But it's before we can take off, it's to contain that energy, is to get in tune with ourselves, right? That box energy, that 4 energy. Sometimes we have to go into that sacred solitude to get in tune with ourselves, and knowing when to break free out of the box, break free from certain mindsets, from certain constructs, so that way we can truly be who we are and be who we are meant to be, not be who others want us to be, okay? That's why I said I was so excited to do this reading. It just lets me know there's no rush to do anything. Everything is in divine alignment. But yeah, it's that giddiness, it's that excitement, it's that joy, it's that happiness. And that's how you know something is rooted in love and purpose. When you have this excitement and eagerness, that childlikeness to it. So just being very mindful of your energy and your emotions and others at this time as well, okay? And like I said, if you are going to be getting entangled with somebody, make sure that it has some substance, right? And that's what anything that you value, right? Anything that you're working on, make sure that it is of substance. Make sure you have some substance to yourself as well. We don't want to go looking for things outside of ourselves to fill certain voids from within. We want to make sure that we are fulfilled within ourselves, and then we just exude that energy out. That way we attract anything and everything it is that we may need or want at this time, okay? So I said to make sure that your foundation is secure, stable, sturdy, and it has substance, okay? And I say that because 2 in supreme mathematics is all about that wisdom, but also in a tree of life, right? So they both share this wisdom aspect. And how do you gain wisdom? When you apply the knowledge, and knowledge is the one, right? Or when you apply the crown, crown is the one. So really getting in tune with that aspect of yourself to find this wisdom from within and let that energy radiate out. Or if you're part of my Muslim, Moorish, Islam groups, they know that the wisdom is the woman, right? I am the knowledge. I bring things to the table, and you are the wisdom. You exude and nurture these different aspects that are within me, and I value the woman, right? So, and that's for any divine masculine. Like I said, it's just different. Religions have different perspectives, and I love that about certain religions, how they really do value the woman. They don't demonize the woman, and uplift the woman, right? Because the woman is the womb, right? The womb man, she holds the womb, and she gives birth to nations. She gives birth to the kings. So I love that ideology when it comes to the woman being the wisdom, right? And that's how we build upon these nations, right? Because Master 22 is the master builder, going back to that 2 + 2 = that 4. Okay. So it is that master builder. And that's how we build upon whatever nation, whatever empire, whatever kingdom we want, right? There has to be this sense of this coming together with the collective. And I say that because we're in the second month, right? You can't have the 2-2 portal if you aren't in the second month on the Gregorian calendar. And the second month is February, which is attributed to Aquarius, and Aquarius is about the group. It is about the humanitarian. It is about the rebellion, the one that's going to stand up for what they believe in, to get things done, to create those hopes, wishes, dreams, desires that they want. But it takes a group, right? You can't have an empire without the people, okay? You can't be a king without the kingdom. Okay, so there has to be a sense of extra other people, soul tribe in the building, vibing with you in order to reach these frequencies, reach these plateaus, reach these realms that you're trying to exist in. And that's about the collective, okay? All right. And then also the second sign is attributed to Taurus. So that does go back to values, right? That substance, that security, love, things that you hold in high regard, money and receiving money, things that you're investing in, spending money, right? Because only things that you value you're going to spend money on, right? Whether you agree to it or not, right? I don't like paying bills, but I need to survive in this world, in this realm, right? So it's about that aspect and how we view things that we have relationships with that we value, right? And it's also attributed to Venus. So it is attributed to that love, things that we love, things that we admire. Pearls, gems, jewels, precious metals, precious gems, right? These are all things that we hold valuable. These are things that the earth, Venus, groundedness, holds value. Taurus, earth sign, fixed earth sign. These are things that the earth holds value, as if when you dig deep into the earth crevices, you find caves, you find gems, you find diamonds, you find gold, you find oil. And these are all things that we value, right? And even the herbs, right? The herbal plants, the medicinal plants and medicinal medicines, and all of these different things that lie within nature. So these are things that we value. And it's all about perspective as well, because in the world of materialism, everything, it's all about what you value, right? It's not about, oh, let go of the whole materialistic realm. Certain things we do need, right? We need herbs, we need air, we need shelter. And those are all things that are within the material realm as well. Now, it's levels to all of these things, right? You just don't want to take care of your external with materialistic thing, right? Dripping yourself out, right? Draping yourself in jewels, but you aren't draping yourself with knowledge. You aren't truly investing in yourself internally, right? Doing the internal work, pouring yourself love, pouring love into yourself, right? These are things that we truly value. We truly value spiritual growth, mental growth, and compassion and love, and things of that nature. Okay, so all of those Venusian things at this time will be very much so highlighted. And I say that because we do kind of get into that Valentine's Day energy as well, with that 222 being that divine twin flame energy and portal. I'm going to deep dive into that in a little bit, but just that Venus energy is attributed to that love and that twin flame energy, and that twin flame is the flame that you find from within yourself, right? And it's levels to that twin flame. It's levels to the flame, right? As we know, flames, fire is red. But it's also different colors, it's different levels and layers to the fire, right? It's orange, it's yellow, it's blue, and blue is that the hottest part of the flame, right? So it's different levels to the flame, it's different levels to yourself, it's different levels to people, it's different levels of uniting and creating unionship and divine companionship with others and relationships with others at this time, that I think we are really opening up our eyes to, and really kind of looking at things from a different perspective at this time, to really intake everything it is versus just one thing and one thing only, and maybe missing something at this time. Okay. So, yeah, and with that twin flame energy, like I said, it is about that other partner. It is about relationships. It is about love. It is about sexuality. It is about desires and intimacy. But with everything, there's levels, there's layers, there is just different levels of intimacy, right? There's different layers to relationships. You have friendships, business-ships, family relationships, love relationships, some situationships, right? So there's all type of different things that go into relationships and love. But when we're talking about the twin flame, we're talking about a higher level of love. I'm not talking about a karmic twin flame, a karmic soulmate, because there shouldn't be no such thing as a karmic twin flame. But with all these other people ideologies in the mix, it confuses things, right? A twin flame is someone that matches your flame. They mirror you. They are you, and they reflect you in the highest light. At least that's what you want to get up to, right? That level of reflection. Because with relationships, we have certain soulmates that come in to teach us lessons, right? Reasons and seasons, right? And then really initially what happens is these people are reflecting you, right? So if you are in a state of vulnerability and just trying to fill a void and kind of lost, you're going to get someone in your life that's going to mirror that energy, take advantage of that energy, and kind of teaches you lessons on how to love yourself, right? Versus if you done the work, you healed yourself, you ain't really looking for nobody, right? Then you start, pouring into yourself, you practicing celibacy, you having this discipline, getting on your job. I'm not really looking, but if the divine blesses me with someone, right? If someone just so happens to cross into my path, then it's like you become an abundance magnet for love, for money, for people, for opportunities. And it's because you've done the work, right? You are mirroring out these things that reflect your heart, that come from within. So it's a beautiful energy when you tap into this flame that resides from within, that divine desire, that spark, that spirit, that heart, that soul. It lies from within. And once you really get in tune with that by doing the work, releasing old things to really receive these new things, then that's when you open up to a whole new world. Okay. So yes, I said twin flame. 2 is a portal with 2 people, and it could be unlimited possibilities. Okay, a divine union with yourself when you master the left and the right, the masculine, the feminine, the estrogen, the testosterone, these different chemicals that release, these different hormones that are released within the brain when we feel certain things, right? Dopamine, oxytocin, melatonin, serotonin, cortisol, all of these different emotions, sexually aroused, right? There's all type of different things that we have to learn to master within ourselves. And when we really take a step outside of ourselves, take a step outside of our minds, outside of our bodies, and just watch as these thoughts, watch as these emotions just kind of filter through, versus always attaching ourselves to every emotion, every thought, everything that we feel, will really step into a higher seat, right? The Most High, our higher selves. And we become one with that energy, versus being in that energy, being self-centered, being centered in the ego, and all of these other things that come with loving yourself. Okay, it's levels and it's layers. Okay, and if anyone feels called to kind of deep dive on these different things, again, you can also book sessions with me, Nudiamonds.net. All of that information is down in the description box. I really love doing my work. I do all type of different things, and all of that is on my website. So yeah, I just really love to kind of help people deep dive and remember who they are, and remember that they can heal themselves and enlighten yourselves. And for the most part, I just be giving a lot of people confirmation. Okay, so this is about you. This is about deep diving into yourself, and stepping outside of the ego to view yourself holistically at this time. Okay. And it really puts that power back in your hands, and knowing that you are a powerful, creative life force in being here on this planet that we reside in. Okay. And getting control of yourself, so that way you know yourself, right? And also, like I said, finding this even match, finding this balance between yourself and with others. Okay. Also, that number 2 goes into that high priestess energy in tarot. And that's all about, the pillars and sitting with yourself behind closed doors, right? Going in sacred solitude. Also, certain things are kept secret. Sacred things are secret, and secrets are sacred for a reason. Certain occult studies and secret teachings were secret for a reason, because they didn't want certain powers that be to get control of things. So really knowing who you are and doing the work that it takes to elevate, and balancing out these different things and mastering yourself, knowing all different cycles of yourself, the highs, the lows, the good, the bad, and knowing that you are in control ultimately. Okay. And then also, it takes me back to the justice card, because justice in Roman numerals is the 2. It's the 2 lines. And like I said, 11, 1 plus 1 equals 2. So it is about, like I said, finding that balance within yourself when it comes to the higher known realms and the lower self, right? The higher self and the lower self, the higher chakras, the lower chakras, your higher mind, your lower mind, right? Really getting in tune with all of these different aspects of yourself. That way you're able to find balance and making sure that your heart is as light as a feather, meaning that you don't want anything to corrode your heart, right? You don't want any grief, any not, what's the other word I'm looking for? Grudges, right? Holding grudges, holding on to grief. This is where you really forgive yourself and forgive others, for your heart to be light, right? And light as in weight, right? You don't want anything weighing heavy on your heart. And then for your heart to be light, right? To shine this bright light. Okay. All right. Okay. And then I also said 2. 2 is a very interesting number, because depending on how you flip it or how you mirror it, it could look like the 5, which is all about, like, for me, change, strength, integrity. Also that Hierophant energy, really getting in tune with who you are, knowing who you are, and standing up for what you believe in, standing up for righteousness and justice. But also, when I think of the 2, right, the number 2, right, this generation, they do the heart like this, right? And to me, that kind of looks like the 2, right? But if you get a 2 and you mirror the 2, it creates a heart, right? It creates this heart shape. I don't know if y'all can see that. Boom, 2, right? Mirror, boom, 2. And it also makes me think of swans, right? When swans come together, they have their necks together and they do this beautiful dance, this love dance, right? So it's really just loving yourself, your mirrored reflection, your, like I said, your highs, your lows, your ups, your downs, regardless of what they may look like, without judgment. Okay. And also, like I said, this goes back to love, right? And loving partnerships with others, and being in a love relationship with someone that values you and you value them, and you guys are just uplifting one another. And if there is anything that is a red flag to you, or anything that you you know, don't feel comfortable in, not out of shallowness, not out of ego, out of soul resonance, then do what feels best for you and your spirit at that time. Okay, whether you're in a relationship, getting out of a relationship, looking for a relationship in solitude, single, not looking at all. This always stems back to love, right? Self-love, love of self, love with the divine, love with partnerships in other relationships with people, okay? So just be in tune with that, okay? And I said two is mirrored. Two mirrored is like a heart, and it makes me think of swans, and it makes me think of love. And this is love of self, love of all sides, love of all phases, love of all shapes, all facets of yourself, okay? And embracing the light and embracing the dark, embracing the good and embracing the bad within yourself, okay? And even in relationships, right? We all know relationships aren't just, a walk in a park with flowers and roses. It's just about weathering out the storm. If you truly love someone and value them and there isn't any abuse going on in those relationships, okay? This is all about you finding your self-worth and knowing that you deserve better and not settling for something, especially when you know you are deemed worthy of more, okay? But just finding what feels right for you and doing what feels right for you, and being with someone that's doing right by you as well, okay? So make sure you're doing right by yourself as well, okay? All right, y'all. So yes, these are things that are going to help you grow and things that are going to help you evolve. And that's initially what we came here to do. We came here to grow. We came here to evolve. We came here to soar. We came here to fly. We came here to teach. We came here to learn. This is a university, right? Everybody likes to say, oh, Earth is a university, right? We came here to learn. We came here to teach. We came here to help heal and remember. So remember to tap into your soul purpose, tap into your spirit, and do what feels right and do what's crawling to your heart at this time with this 2-2 portal energy. Okay. So now, excuse me. So now we're going to get into the astro chart of this. And I love this astrology chart because to me, as soon as I seen it, it looked like an anchor. It looked like a boat. And that really makes me think of just anchoring in yourself, being comfortable, being secure in yourself, and being grounded and rooted in yourself, okay? I'm going to get a little bit more into that in a second. But for the most part, the sun, Pluto, Mars, Venus, and Mercury are all in Aquarius. Okay, so I said this is finding structure and balance with ourselves, releasing the old, so releasing old values, releasing old trauma, releasing old wounds, releasing old people, releasing old things, releasing old identities, old things that no longer resonate with us, old cycles, old loops, okay? If it ain't holding no type of substance. I ain't saying get rid of all your old books, right? You might want to hold on to those. Some things is vintage and they can't be replaced. But if it doesn't resonate with you, yeah, let it go. Okay? So getting rid of things and releasing old things, releasing old ways, releasing the old way of how we used to communicate with ourselves and how we communicate with others to transform. Okay, so this is transmute to transform. That death energy to that rebirth energy, to that birth energy. Okay, new ways of making money, new ways of tapping into abundance, because abundance isn't always just money. My ears are ringing. Okay, this could be divine abundance, divine opportunities, and just being open to that at this time. Okay, mastermind groups. Right? So this is where the collective comes together, right? We stand up for what we believe in, stand up for righteousness, stand up for justice, right? And then also working with families, right? Soul tribe, soul family, your physical family. If you are in cahoots with them, if you have good energy, celebrating, right? We got that Super Bowl coming up, whether you celebrate or you don't celebrate. This is a time where the collective comes together, okay? I said groups getting together and gods getting together. Okay. And the gold in reaching your goals, right? The gold is reaching your goal. That is the abundance. And that's how we reach those dreams and wishes to make them come true. And for a lot of us, we will see a lot of confirmation now to let us know that we are on the right path. We're doing what we're supposed to be doing. And we're gonna see even more things start to happen in Aries season when the real astrological new year begins. Okay. So you're already seeing a little bit of something. Okay, let you know you're in alignment. Spirit's giving you a lot of confirmation. You may be seeing a lot of angel numbers, right? A lot of animal omens and totems, right? A lot of divine messages, a lot of signs, symbols, and synchronicities. Make sure you're paying attention because that's all confirmation from your higher self, your future self, source, and spirit guides, okay? All right. I said, this is the anchor. This is where we anchor in that energy of all the work that we have done in the past to free us up. Free at last energy. Okay. So continue to do that work and get things done so you continue to move forward and push through. Okay. To feel secure within yourself and not letting anything hold you down. Okay. Also, I said the moon is in Leo at the 18th degree. And this energy is opposite. And so be mindful of your emotions. Be mindful of your mind. Be mindful of what you're thinking. Be mindful of how you're feeling. Be mindful of certain cycles, certain energies that may arise at this time. Okay. Or the lack of your emotions, right? Compassion, being compassionate versus being numb and lacking empathy for certain people. Now, I'm not saying, every bad thing that happens to cry a river, but just being mindful that sometimes we are very desensitized due to the overstimulation that we are exposed to. So just being mindful, of all things and everything at this time, okay? Also, get in tune with your heart and connect with your mind. That way you can be aligned with integrity. Ooh, your girl. I'm telling you. I said get in tune with your heart and connect with your mind. That way you're aligned with integrity and positive intentions. Mental health, physical health will be a theme. Okay, so be mindful. Like you say, you might see people crashing out, right? People acting crazy. You don't really want to react off of certain people's reactions, get involved with certain things that don't really concern you, right? This is where you mind the business that pays you and watching certain things play out at this time. Okay, if you feel a calling to get involved, right, whether that's protesting, etc., feel free, speak your piece, and like I said, always operate out of righteousness, intentions, and good judgment, and not judgment from a egotistical I'm better than somebody, using discernment. Okay, all right, having the courage and strength to stand up for what you believe in. Okay, have faith in yourself. Okay. And I also say that because it's a fire trine in the chart. We have Lilith in Sagittarius. We have Neptune and Chiron in Aries. And then we also have the moon in Leo. So there is a fire trine at play here. Okay. So I said, get in tune with things that move you. Get in tune with things that motivate you, that inspire you, that you are passionate about, things that sparks that desire to want to do more, right? That inspiration, and create that fire and that drive and that determination and that motivation and that inspiration. Because when you attach your positive energy to something that you're inspired by something that you desire, that you crave, and not from a lower nature, not from a lustful nature, from a loving nature, it is inseparable. Okay, so I said inspiration is inseparable. Okay, these are things that you These are things that are going to guide you into the next, into the next, into the new, into the future. Okay, into the higher realms of joy, love, bliss, prosperity. Okay, in the next timeline. Okay, because the timeline is just a mind frame and a mindset. Are you ready? Let's go. Okay, because I said it's a mindset. Ready, go. Because that's all it is to it. You just got to think of it. And once you think of it and you get your mind set on something, you get those intentions set on something, it's a mind frame that you put yourself in. And that's how we make those dreams a reality. That's how we bring things down to this physical plane of existence by that thought. Okay. You're in control. All right. Then I said Neptune is in Aries at the 0 degree and Chiron is at the 23rd degree in Aries. So I said a creative mindset to push you into your dreams to make them a reality. If you've been doing the work to heal yourself, to hear yourself, okay? So if you've been putting in the work to heal yourself with that Chiron in Aries, the wounded healer, yeah, you're going to start to get mental clarity of those dreams and make them a reality with that Neptune there in Aries, okay? Then I said Lilith and Sagittarius, hidden things within the higher realms will continue to be exposed and expose themselves, right? So if you have certain things that have been lingering in your mind, right? Some people are confused. Some people have brain fog. Some people can't remember their dreams, right? Do things to clear those things out. Also, the higher realms, the higher ups, right? These elite groups, right? There's a lot of things that are being exposed within certain files that are being disclosed, right? This is full disclosure of everything, right? In the higher realms, right? We got 3-Eye Atlas here. People don't know if it's a commoner. So it's happening on all levels, right? Within ourselves, outside of ourselves, within different realms, within the water, with the underground, right? Within the water, everything. So just be mindful of everything that you're witnessing, because there's a lot of exposure and revelation and things revealing themselves to us about ourselves, about others, about things at this time. And it's not a sense of judgment. It's just to be aware for clarity. Okay. I said politics, policies, and religions and spirituality. Be mindful of your energy and what you are consuming. And y'all know that's one of my favorite things to say on this channel. Shout out to the Soul Tribe, okay? Don't forget to hit that like button and drop some gems in the chat, because y'all know we all about consumption, right? Want to make sure we eating some good food, right? Some good spiritual food, some good enlightening things to elevate our brain that's going to really help educate us and entertain us in a different way. Okay. Because consumption isn't just about eating. You consume with your eyes, you consume with your ears, you consume with your energy. And it's about who you let or what you let consume you as well. If you're sitting in toxic environments, right? If you're sitting around people who you know drain you or gonna drain you, you already letting that consume your mind. So be very mindful what you consume, because it may consume you. This is where you protect your crown, protect your peace, protect your mind, protect your energy. Right? I love to say hide your kids, hide your wife, hide your husband, because you need to be very mindful out here in these physical streets and in these spiritual streets at this time. Okay. So I said, do what feels right to you. And also relax the mind, because it's not always about, oh my God, they're out to get me. Oh, I'm paranoid. Oh, the bird in the tree is really a drone and they're watching and recording me and I can't go anywhere. Oh, it's gang stalking. And you know what you're doing to your nervous system, always worrying, always thinking, the man is going to come out to get you and everything that you post, you're going to get. So relax your mind, relax your body. You're in control, right? Do things to get in the flow and allow your spirit to get in that flow state. So do things to relax the nervous system, do things to relax your heart, do things to relax your body, your mind, your spirit, your soul. Play some good high vibrational music, go by the water, ground yourself, get massages, play, stretch, do yoga, do breathing meditation, get with people that you love, right? And be in loving environments, and watch things, or don't watch anything at all. Read a book, write down your feelings. It's all, y'all know how I do. Get in tune what makes you feel good. And it doesn't always have to be sexual. Even, it can, have fun. Y'all have fun out there. All right, do it makes your heart happy, but don't over stimulate yourself at this time, okay? All right, so I said relax the mind and body to allow the spirit to flow, okay? Then we have Saturn and the North Node in Pisces. So I said karmic retribution is here for all and no one is exempt. Things will be paid out and things are past due and they need to be paid. And this is karmically, right? This is people karmic banks overflowing with a lot of abundance. These are people karmic debt overflowing and they need to pay up, right? Y'all been sitting in Big Mama's seat for too long and it's time for y'all to get up because things aren't in divine order. So this is where there has to be the chaos for the order, or however the order is going to be in divine alignment for things to fall into place, okay? Because it's here. We're watching it. We're watching the revolution happen, okay? It won't be televised. Well, how come I can see it being televised on TV, okay? It's also a lot of things that won't be televised, and that's the spiritual revolution that is here, all right? Shout out to the Soul Tribe. Y'all already know. All right, so I said a lot of abundance of the divine or being divined, being deveined, okay? Just like I'm seeing a shrimp when you devein the shrimp, right? Getting all the gunk out, getting all that shit out, okay? And for my vegans and vegetarians and breatharians and herbivores, right? It is just when you pull that fruit off that vine, right? Divining, releasing the things that are no longer needed to elevate, to tap into this fruit, right, of the divine, right? And vain, right? Don't be so vain, right? Because vine veins, right? Getting in tune with yourself, but not being so egotistic, right? Because this isn't about me, it's about the we, okay? All right. So I said, letting go of the lower levels of the ego that weigh you down so you can fly free. Okay? This is about spirituality, and we don't have no fear. It's all faith. Okay? Keep doing the work. It always pays off. Okay? So even if you aren't seeing any type of recognition, keep doing the work. Keep investing in yourself, keep pouring into yourself, because the abundance and the karmic retribution isn't always about external things. It's about you feeling good, right? I remember when I was doing these videos and I only had one viewer, right? And I didn't do it for the views. I didn't do it for the outside validation. I did it because it made me feel good. I'm still as excited as I was with one viewer with all the viewers that I have now. And I'm truly thankful and truly grateful. But like I said, that didn't happen overnight. That took time. Right. And it wasn't for, it is for the Soul Tribe. Don't get me wrong, but it's for me. I've learned so much by studying astrology and healing myself and working with others that it isn't about the external gratification, the external validation. It's about how I feel. And that is a sense of the abundance and the reward as well. The wisdom that I've gained on my journey is priceless. And I'm pretty sure that applies to the Soul Tribe too. Message, okay, your girl got a message for the collective, okay? Keep pouring into yourself, keep investing in yourself, even if you don't see the fruits of your labor yet. That seed that you planted is still germinating. It's roots that are happening underneath the surface that you can't see. So continue to water and nurture yourself, water and nurture those investments. Now, if something is dead and done and ain't going, I'm not saying be an idiot. I'm not saying be dumb. I'm not saying be delusional, right? I'm saying continue to invest in yourself, right? And if something isn't working, you keep hitting a brick wall. It's been 20, 30, 40, 50 years and you still doing the same thing and you ain't seeing no outcome. Not even a little bit of, maybe it's time to pivot. Okay. All right. Anyways, Jupiter is in Cancer. And I said, this is great expansion. And Uranus is in Taurus. And I said this is great expansion when you continue to believe in yourself. When you continue to believe in your unique values. Okay, like I said, whatever you invested in, whatever investments, self-investments you have been making, continue to do those. Those unique values that you have will lead you to unique opportunities, right? I can't get certain opportunities that I want if I'm not operating as such, right? Doing the same thing and expecting a different outcome is considered insanity, right? So if I want to be this conscious teacher, this spiritual leader, I have to get out there and do as such. I got to put in the work to do that, right? Or if I want to heal myself, I can't keep doing the things that poison myself, okay? I made my point. All right. So great expansion when you continue to believe in yourself and your unique values. There will be unique expansion and opportunities and doors that open up for you and to you due to these actions, right? So we are the cause, we are the effect, we are the action, right? So whatever actions we put in, that sets off a ripple effect in the currency, a butterfly effect in the energy and the frequency. And these things, these actions that we take set up for another timeline, another experience, another door, another opportunity to open up for us. So we are the cause and we are the effect at this time. So be very mindful of everything. That's why I say be very intentional. Make sure it's rooted in your heart. Make sure that it's something that you love to do. That way, when these things come to you, it doesn't overwhelm you. And even if it is overwhelming, hey, at least it's something I love doing. Okay. So yeah, shout out to the Soul Tribe as we're learning to alchemize everything to receive great abundance in all ways from the divine. Okay. All right. And then I started to look at the different shapes on the chart, and I said doing the work to let go of the past, also healing the mind, the body, the soul, the spirit, healing mentally, physically, emotionally, sexually, financially, in all ways, in every way, because it will pay off. I promise. I promise y'all to pay off. I promise you the investments that you're making within yourself, the healing work, the groundwork, the planting the seed, the never giving up on yourself, I promise you is going to pay off. Continue to believe in yourself, continue to trust yourself, continue to love yourself, and continue to grow and have patience with yourself as well. All right. I said the chart also kind of looked like Pac-Man, right? And when I think of Pac-Man, I also think of Mrs. Pac-Man, right? So it's this divine union, right? People who are on the same level in hidden realms doing the work to get rid of these old ghosts of the past. Okay. It also looked like a lotus. The chart also looked like a lotus opening up, a flower opening up. So like I said, something is starting to open up to you. Things are starting to open up to you. Your mind opening up, right? The lotus is something that dwells within the dark, dwells within the mud, and it rises when the sun comes out, and it's sentient, it's aware. So apply that to how it may resonate with you, and continue to believe in yourself, even if you are in a dark place, a hard place, trying times. Continue to push, continue to pivot, continue to change and grow and elevate at this time, and you will see victory. Okay. I said the seeds are starting to sprout because it kind of looked like a open sunflower, right? I'm growing sunflowers right now, and the little seedlings open up, and they look like a little, like see more, feed me. Okay, a type of plant opening up, and that just goes back to nurturing the seed, right? The seed, we are the seeds, nurturing ourselves. Everything has its stage, everything has its phase, and it's just about going through these different metamorphoses with things and with ourselves to see it through, to reap the benefit, or just not to expect nothing at all, to receive everything. Okay, everything that you're going to receive, whether that be the experience, right? Whether that be whatever it may be for you at this time. Okay. All right. It also looked like the letter M, right? And that looks like for me mountains, things going up, things going down, going with the flow. That also makes me think of the Aquarius sign. We are in Aquarius season, right? So those frequencies and moving mountains and big mama energy and masculine energy and the man and all of these different things, just being very much so aware of the magic that can happen at this time, okay? I said it also looked like a flag. So this is a huge victory for a lot of us as well, right? But every victory, there has to have been some type of battle, right? There had to have been some type of something that you had to overcome, an obstacle, a detour, a shift. And with those changes, we never gave up on ourselves. We never stopped believing in ourselves. We never gave up on love. And that is a victory within itself. But there will be great external victories as well. Okay. I said a huge chapter is complete. Okay. And I said a 3-year cycle due to that Saturn about to go into that Aries energy. So something from 2022, something from 2023, with your discipline and breaking through old cycles and breaking through old patterns is complete. Okay. Then I said a 7-year cycle. I shaded that. I shade to everybody who leveling up and breaking through the cycles. Okay. So something from 2019 is done when it comes to investing in yourself and making unique decisions and unique values with your money, with love, with things, right? And I say that because of Uranus and Taurus, and it's about to go into Gemini. Okay. So I said with self-love and values, then a 14-year cycle is complete. Okay. And I say that due to Neptune going into Aries. So something from 2012 is released from your mind. An illusion, a veil is lifted off of your eyes, off of your brain, off of your heart, off of your soul, off of your spirit, for you to really see things as they truly are, for you to tap into this spiritual initiation that a lot of us are going through at this time. And I said an end of an old paradigm. Okay. And we all know the end of a huge 20-year cycle. All right. Due to that Pluto going into Aquarius. All right. So a huge congratulations to everybody who's been working on themselves, being a generational cure and loving on themselves through this process, the good, the bad, the ugly. You are a beautiful butterfly and you continue to grow and expand those wings and fly free at this time. All right. I said, this is time for the new spiritual revolution to start, and it starts with us. And I put us and I put US, like United States. It's just our time. Okay. I also said it looked like the head of a snake. So you already know we was in that snake year. We still in it. We coming up out of it, right? Chopping the head off the snake to birth this new self, right? The death of the old to embody the new. Embodiment. The soul is embodied within the body, right? Get embodied, right? Your spirit, your soul, your heart, okay? And that Ouroboros, right? The snake eating the tail, right? So that way you don't complete old cycles, but nothing ever really dies. The energy is only transformed. So how are you transforming, transmuting energy at this time, okay? And shedding those layers. This is the last shed of that snake year. So get in tune with this new you, this upgraded you during this 2-2 portal, okay? I also said it looked like a tent, it looked like a house. So going internal and being in tune with yourself and being secure with that. This could be a time where a lot of people are moving. A lot of people are outside. A lot of people getting in tune with nature. A lot of people getting in tune with their homes, right? And home is where the heart is. So getting in tune with your heart as well. Okay. I also said it looked like a cup or a bowl, and that is something that gets poured into, food, matter, mass goes into a container for something to be held, for us to consume, right? Or for something to be poured, right? That Aquarius energy, again, right? That bowl being poured, the water being poured, right? Information being received at this time. And I really feel like this goes into that Two of Cups energy, that loving relationship and synergy energy, the Ace of Cups energy, with us receiving more information and divine gifts and intellect from the divine at this time, and being open and being able to receive certain things and certain messages and certain opportunities and people. And it's unlimited possibilities with this 2-2 energy. I just, really want people to be open to receive the message and open to receive the energy that the divine, your higher self, your ancestors, all have in store for you at this time. Okay. All right. So those were my notes. Spirit wanted me to do some I forgot what it's called, bibliomancy, when you flip open a book to a random page and we just read that. Spirit wanted me, like book divination. I really felt called to do this secret signs and symbols book. So I'm gonna do that for like a theme, and then I'm gonna also do the Bhagavad Gita. I can't never pronounce this word, okay? And then so we're just gonna read some things. So as you can see, I don't got no bookmarks. We're just gonna flip it to a random page and read what it says. Stop. Wow, the sun. And the sun is in Aquarius. Okay, it's already resonating. I haven't even started. Okay, so the sun, number 19. Here's the sun beams directly over the head of the twin human figures. I can't make it up. Okay. And that's in this is an old occult understanding of signs, symbols, and synchronicities. I want to deep dive into some alchemy stuff. So I got this book. If anybody was wondering, here is a name: The Secret Signs and Symbols, the Elements Encyclopedia. I had got into this book due to 13 Moon. Andy, she is a tarot reader on YouTube, and she had this book, and she just randomly flipped it open, and it had so many. I said, oh, I need that book. Oh, I need that. So yeah, shout out to her. But wow, this tarot system is due to like the 1400 style tarot, when tarot had first came out. And I just love these style cards in the book, because now it's a whole nother different system. So that's a message as well. So let me finish reading. Here the sun beams directly over the head of the twin human figures of intermediate sex, possibly children, where in the cards, the moon, the droplets were absorbed by the planet. In the sun cards, the droplets are generously falling to, right? So it's like basically what they're talking about is two children intertwined with one another here, or two beings intertwined with Anyways, Earth behind, and out. Note, Spirit said, Diamond, slow down, because when we're talking about these files, these Epstein files, this goes into that. This goes into the trafficking and the exploitation of the children, right? The star seeds, because the sun is a star, right? The star seeds that are seated here, the droplets, the dewdrops, right? The rain. Woo! Okay. Sending lots of love and light to anyone who has been, sorry y'all, trigger warning, but this is part of the energy, because they've been doing a lot of talk about this. Okay. So yeah, sending lots of love and light to anyone out there who is affected by this. Okay. But let me keep reading. Earth behind the twin is the wall constructed from the 4 levels of bricks. What did I say about that 2 and that 4? Okay, so we got the 2. The twin, Spirit said, pick it up, Diamond. Yeah, because that's the lower nature. Spirit threw me right into the deep subconscious lower levels of it. Now Spirit is picking it back up, right? I did say the twin flames. I did say the 2. This is the 2-2 portal. And I was talking about that 4. And it says from the 4 levels of the bricks. The twins remind us of the astrology sign of Gemini. And Gemini is the 2 pillars, right? And the twins, right? Okay. And it has been said that one represents the soul, the feminine, the lunar element, and one spirit signifying the sun, the male energy. And again, tarot cards indicate the union of opposite forces. What have I been talking about this whole time, y'all? Spot on. Thank you, Spirit. The hope of the star that had to be held close to the heart during the tribulations of the lunar landscape in the card 18 comes from the fruition in this card. The sun heralds the dawning of the new and better days. Nightmares dissolved in the heat of the rays. Woo! Bars, okay. Yeah, this talking about that fire horse energy, the purification of the heart and the soul, so you can get in tune with yourself, right? Balancing those opposites to get in tune with yourself, okay? Thank you, Spirit. The children play innocently in the full light of day, bounded by solidity of the material world. Everything, confirmation. Drop them gems in the chat for your girl, okay? Of the material world, the walls, the bathed in heavenly blessings. Woo! Come on. What was I just talking about? The divine children. See, this goes both ways, right? It's speaking to the material realm in the lower realms, but it's also speaking on a higher realm for the star seeds, for the enlightened ones that are heavenly blessed and covered by the divine, regardless of what the hell, who the hell. Okay? Yeah. Thank you, Spirit. Okay? The children are symbols of natural self, Adam and Eve, effectively in their state of innocence before they ate the fruit of wisdom. Y'all, come on now. And I say 2 is the wisdom. All right now. This is the blessed state that all of us are born into. The sun card signifies harmony, happiness, and a promise fulfilled, and the moment of completion that defines enlightenment. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. I'm going to put this up. Anybody want a screenshot? Okay. Wow, 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 wow. I read the name of the book. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Yeah. Destiny fulfilled, a promise is fulfilled. We are transmuting a lot to get in tune with this beautiful, benevolent energy of the divine that is here for us. Okay. There are, like I said, judgment is being casted on those who have taken advantage of the children, because that's one thing Big Mama don't play about. The divine heavenly Father don't play about. Okay. Whatever spiritual beliefs, they say don't mess with the children. Okay. So message again, confirmation. Thank you, Spirit. All right. Yeah. All right. So here is the Bhagavad Gita. Here is where you guys can purchase. Okay. I like this because it has different translations of it, and it has the meaning of the words and the passages. Okay. So I'm gonna just flip it. I'll show y'all. All right. I got my bookmark in here, but we're gonna make sure it don't go on the bookmark place. All right, so I'm just trying to show y'all I ain't doing nothing weird. Stop. I heard stop. All right, let's see. I haven't even looked at it. I don't even know what page. I'm just showing y'all. Okay, and Spirits told me to look at this side first. Okay, so it's 21. Okay, page 21. Verse 21, chapter 5. Okay, I'm also picking up, Gemini season is going to be a big thing for the twin flames, for the innocent to arise, because that does deal with children. That's all part of that Aries season, spring energy that I was picking up on during my reading. Okay, all right, page 263. Whose self is unattached to external contracts. He finds in the self who happiness. He whose self is united with Brahman by yoga, happiness imperishable he reaches. Woo! I love that. I shaded that. Okay. And let me read it again. He whose self is unattached to external sensations, who finds happiness in the self, whose self is united with Brahman through yoga, reaches imperishable happiness. This is why I love this book. And this is what I mean by the breakdowns. It has the original Sanskrit that is written in, the original text that is written in. It has the English of how it is written in Sanskrit, word from word, and then it breaks it down at the bottom on a more English way to understand what they're saying. And then it has here on the side the definition of words. Like if you don't know what Brahmin is, right? Brahmin is their version of God in Sanskrit, Hindu. Okay. So, yes, I love that. I want to read that one more time. He whose self is unattached to external sensations, who finds happiness in self, whose self is united with Brahman through yoga, reaches imperishable happiness. Ashe, ashe, ashe. Okay, it is so, it is done. Amen, ashe. I love that. Wow. Okay. Also, I'm going to do my meditation because I haven't done that. So I'm going to do that live. I'm really feeling the energy. So let's deep dive into that. Thank you so much, Source, Creator, ancestors, angels of light that work for our highest energy. I give thanks. Let's deep dive into the channel messages. I'm seeing what looks like a hexagon, and now it's a cube. So this is like shifting, shape shifting, transforming, polygon, polymorphing into different things. Okay. I'm getting like carbon beings are very versatile, right? We can shape shift into anything. That carbon molecule is very universal, right? That melanin, they had me in space where it's dark, right? Darkness, blackness, melanin, cosmic dust, and then it comes here, and then it's carbon dioxide, right? That the trees and the leaves and the plants intake. It's this photosynthesis, it's this light, it's this beautiful ecosystem of life, of breath, right? As the Bhagavad Gita was talking about reaching Brahman through yoga, right? And what is yoga? Steady breathing, conscious breathing, and breath awareness. Breath is consciousness, right? Okay, thank you, Spirit. I love that. Yeah, ever-changing, everlasting love, happiness, joy, bliss. Thank you, Spirit. Okay, I'm seeing like an X marks the spot. Wow, this is very interesting. Spirit keeps showing me a box, and it's like this X on top, and it keeps like going in the box and coming out the. It's like the box is like alive. It's like it's breathing. The cube is alive, right? The carbon is alive. The breath is like something internal that is like breathing. It's like the heart, right? The soul, the spirit is alive, and it's breaking free of the body, of the constructs of the body. Ooh, thank you. They said, that's it. Thank you, Spirit. Y'all know, take me a minute sometimes, right? But I'm going to get it. That's part of the message. Have patience with yourself, because some things don't make sense, but they will in the future. Give yourself grace as we move through this journey, as we maneuver through this journey. We learn certain things, and everything will click, everything will fall in place, everything will be in alignment when need be. Thank you, Spirit. Okay. This 2-2 portal is going to be powerful. I'm seeing a seal. It looks like, not like an animal. Wow, I love that. Damn, Spirit be... I could say one thing and then it just turned into 1,000 things. I'm seeing like the Seal of Solomon. I'm seeing a 6-pointed star. Okay, the Merkaba. Thank you, Spirit, because I completely forgot that. The hexagon, the box, the cube is also a representation of the Merkaba. Yeah, different perspectives of self and our vehicle being ignited when we tap into this higher and this lower, this masculine, this feminine, this light, this dark, this left, this right, this up, this down, right? And we embody that and we alchemize that to ascend with ourselves and ascend with our higher selves and break free of these constructs, these limitations at this time. Thank you, Spirit. Woo! But also, yes, seals. It's something about like, wow, because seal, like sealing something off, right? And then a seal, like a sigil, and then a seal, like an animal, right? So be very mindful of certain things because it's giving like metaphor, entendres, synonyms, certain things sound a certain way but aren't a certain way, miscommunication. Be very mindful and go into depth of things and open up your mind to receive things, and be mindful of how we perceive things. Thank you, Spirit. Because I keep getting like seal, like arr, 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 like like the seals. Okay. Yeah, some type of divine communication that's happening with the animals and within the water. That is the information. The water is the information. Thank you, Spirit. I'm getting like Arctic seals. I'm getting like animals in the Arctic, like Alaska. Something with that, okay? Mating calls. Yeah, they can only like mate a certain time. Rare animals only mate certain times, certain seasons. Wow. Thank you, Spirit. Breathe and take it slow. Thank you, Spirit. I'm seeing what appears to be the Vesica Pisces. Okay. Yeah, it's like old cycles, old circles, past cycles, future cycles, newer cycles being birthed in the present. Also like this lower and higher because it's like going from like one circle at the top, one circle at the bottom. See, I'm even saying it. I'm in the spiritual realm, so everything is like kind of trippy here. And then it keeps going from like turned, right? So it's like this flipping, it's like this switching of perspective again, to birth these new ideas, birth this new you, birth these new things that we want to bring into fruition as we are co-creating with the universe. Okay. Yeah. Hold on. Let me sit with the energy. Merging of timelines. Yeah. I keep seeing like the two circles, like they keep doing this. They keep like merging. Yeah, so two energies coming together. Divine union, divine unison, things being in divine alignment. Okay, there's going to be a lot of things with 1, 2, 3, 4 that come into divine alignment for things to take off during this 2-2 portal. Kind of going back to my notes where I said we're going to receive a lot of confirmation right now on what we're doing, where we're at in our soul mission, in our spiritual mission, in our contracts, part of the Akasha, etc., to lead us into this beautiful timeline that we are opening up for ourselves right now. Okay. So I love that. And thank you so much, Spirit. I'm going to get into a card. I'm going to read this one and then we're going to pull a few more. I mean, I just had to with the numerology cards and with the angel number cards because it's the 2-2 portal. So why not? All right. So let's read 222. And it's at the top and it says alignment. Okay. So it says connections, friendships, romantic relationships, family ties, balance, life choices, compromise, commitment, and trust. How do you move forward towards your life true calling? Do what makes you happy. Alignment. Okay. Your enthusiasm is what keeps you going. Follow your interests if it's pigged by something. If it's picked by something, following these routes will help you discover your life's purpose. confirmation for the tribe. Okay, 222. Wow, the top card, as I'm flipping it over. Okay, I wanted to pull out all the 2 cards and read them, but I'm gonna just read this one and I'm gonna shuffle because I don't want to be. I just want to let Source Spirit give us the messages too, not just me physically. I don't know. Anyways, 222, feminine forces, relationships, balance, prosperity, efficiency, patience, and humility. You can do everything by yourself, but life is to be shared. Partner up with the right spirit and you'll become a force. Honor commitments and people around you. Don't judge. Listen. Message. Okay. Okay, so I'm gonna shuffle these to see what other message we get. And then we're going to close this out again. Thank you guys so much for being here. Shout out to the Soul Tribe. Shout out to the members. I value you guys so much. Thank you to everyone who sent donations. I love you guys so much. Again, don't forget to drop some gems on me. And if it's anything you may be looking for, it's down in the description box below. Okay, those cards just popped on out. We got 555 and 88, going back to that strength, going back to Leo season, because Leo season is the 8th sign, but it's in Leo season is the 5th sign, but it's in the 8th month. That's what I always think about. And I was talking about that strength energy and being strong and having courage, right? So yeah, a lot of things are gonna pop off in that Leo season. I kind of been talking about this for a while now, especially with that Leo, Jupiter going into Leo, and then we have the North Node going into Aquarius and the South Node going into Leo in August. So there's a lot of things that are going to be happening in August in Leo season. A lot of love, a lot of transformations, a lot of different things, okay? So it says clarity for 555. I'm going to read this one first. Great transformation, major changes, opportunities, fast pace, forward, and progress. You aren't a victim of circumstances, rather, you are the beneficiary of it. If that wasn't the case, life would be pretty dull. You will set yourself up for success in the long run if you are willing to adapt to the shift. Everything is working out for the best. At long last, you are accomplishing what you set out to do. Everything will work out perfectly in the end. I love that. Swift action. 88. If you've seen these numbers, baby, it's confirmation for you, okay? Wealth, empathy, promises, commitment, affection, inner strength, and auspicious outcomes. Ooh. You will enter a time of expansion. Confirmation. So begin taking steps toward achieving your ultimate objective immediately. Finances will miraculously improve. Oh, and someone has their mind set on you. Love, money, abundance. This fell out on the top because the cards just went, they just went everywhere. Okay, 333. Support, growth, creativity, joy, community. Yes, vision and talent. Seeing the angel number 333 is a sign that it's time to focus inward. Confirmation on everything. All praises due to the Most High. Thank you. That it's time to focus inward. Work on your skills, discover your talents, and use your imagination. Unleash your inner artist. Doing so will boost your self-esteem and sense of contentment. It does wonders for your sense of purpose and contributes to your community. Okay, what was this card? This card fell out. Wow. Okay, I'm reading them all. Compassion, mercy, diplomacy, potential, service, recovery, adaptability, renewal. It is a confirmation that your assumptions and belief are correct. Woo! Okay, thank you, Spirit. I hear you loud and clear. Thank you. Shout out to the tribe. It's a message for you, okay? You better believe in yourself. Everything you thought, everything you thinking, that intuition, that gut, yeah, baby. Okay? But it can also encourage you to use your talents and gifts because they will benefit the world and your pockets. I heard, well, I'll be damned. What did I say, y'all? Be of service to others. Your potential is enormous. Ooh. Last but not least, this is the bottom card. 1, 2, 3, 4. And what did I say, y'all, before I even tapped in? I said, ooh, it's 1, 2, 3, 4 on the clock. And then it's the bottom card. Confirmation, synchronicity, signs. I'm talking to you. Okay? Good luck. Spirit guides, progress, justice, structure, system, processes, conditioning, and rules. You are on the right track. What did I say? Someone from the other side has your back and encourage you to try your best. You will succeed. Observe your surroundings and communicate clearly. Be sure that everything will fall to pieces, fall into the right place is what they meant to say. I feel like that's all the confirmation that we need, right? Oh, I just pulled this out the top, 6666, going back to that June energy. And this is 12, 1 plus 2 is 3, 3, 3, 6, and full circle. I got to read this one. Great blessing, self-love, boundaries, needs, good vibes, wisdom, understanding, and letting go. Nurture yourself, your needs, desires, and boundaries. Let go of things that are weighing you down. What did I say in my notes? This is all confirmation on everything that I said, y'all. Let go of things that are weighing you down. Make space for something meaningful and expand your spirit in all areas of your life. That big love opportunity or job needs to squeeze in somewhere. That's my reading, y'all. I love y'all so much. Again, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Hit the notification so you know when I go live. Shout out to the Soul Tribe. Shout out to the members. If it's anything you are looking for, it's down in the description box for services, jewelry, crystals, anything, okay? Please feel free to reach out to me, and I'll catch you guys on the next one. Until next time, peace.